Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. It is early May 2020. We're still in self-isolation, so I figured I'd do some video reviews on some of my gear. So today I'm going to be reviewing this. This is the Icon made by Tom Bihn. This is a crossbody or over-the-shoulder bag, and I actually got this bag when it was first released back in December. And since then, actually, they're planning on releasing an upgraded version of the same bag based on user feedback and user reviews. It's nothing too drastic based on what I've read. They're making some small minor changes that I actually think is a welcome addition to the new upgrade. Because there were a few things that kind of bothered me about the bag, and a lot of their new upgrades kind of address those issues. So in this video, I'm actually going to go through my experience using the original and what changes they're planning on making. So hopefully, if you're thinking about getting this bag, you'd have a better idea whether you want to wait for the new upgraded version or whether you want to save some money and just go for the original version that I have here. So let's talk about it. So I guess the first thing you should know about the Tom Bihn Icon here is that yes, I get it, I see it. It looks like a purse, so if you're a male and you're carrying this around, there's a small chance that your friends are gonna be jokingly teasing you that you're carrying around a man purse. It's happened to me, and honestly, I don't care, and I don't think you should either. Too many times in society we're preoccupied with labels and what's expected of us to use as carry, what's expected of us to wear based on our gender. To me, all that doesn't matter. If it's functional and it makes you happy, then by all means own it and go for it. My bandana, for example, right now that I'm wearing, a lot of you might think I look like an idiot with this on. I've been teased about this before. People said that I look like Ralph Macchio from the Karate Kid. But you know what? Right now, this piece of cloth is holding up my scraggly hair because I haven't had a haircut since forever because of all the barbershops being shut down. But you know what? I'm wearing it because it does a good job of holding my hair up, and I like bandanas, so that doesn't really matter. So if you want to carry a bag like this, it doesn't matter what gender or non-gender you are, by all means go for it. This bag is good for those moments when you don't want to commit to a backpack, but you need something more than just your pockets to go around with. It has enough carry. It finds a nice little happy medium where it has enough carry where you can carry your essentials plus like a water bottle and maybe a book and a small notebook. Things like that, nothing too drastic. You don't want to overstuff this bag either. If it's too heavy, because it's a crossbody or shoulder bag, it is going to weigh on your neck, on your shoulder if it gets too heavy. So this is one of those bags that, if you don't want to commit to a backpack, but you kind of want to stroll around the city on a day and do things, see things, this is the right bag to go for. Let's first take a look at the overall shape of the Tom Bihn Icon here. So this here, the dimensions here are 13 by 6 inches across by 9.6 inches in height, and the width here is 5.3 inches. The overall weight is 12.7 ounces, so a decent weight. It's not too heavy, and the volume overall is 7.2 liters. Now, in terms of the material here, if you take a look at this, this one here is a 525 denier high tenacity ballistic nylon. So a lot of Tom Bihn products use this material, and you won't have any problems with this material. It's very, it feels really nice on the fingers. It's really smooth right off the bat, and it's really durable. It's really high quality. Now let's also talk about the zippers as well. First of all, let me show you how it actually looks. So I really like the not only zippers but actually the way it goes. I like this horizontal thing here and the downslope. It kind of gives it an asymmetrical look that I really enjoy. And the back has another one over here. Now these zippers are number 8 YKK, which I think is a really good decision that they made, because they're sturdy enough, they're not too bulky, not too big, and it's not really one of those tiny zippers that you kind of have to struggle with. They're really good size, and as you can see, they zip open and close super smoothly. Actually, this bag is one of those bags where I actually really do enjoy opening and closing this thing because it has a smooth zipper of any bag I have, and I have a lot of bags. This is actually probably tops it at number 1 in terms of the smoothness of these zippers. They're it's just a pleasure to open and close these things. Now this one here, they come in like in typical Tom Bihn fashion. They come in several different colors and several different color combinations. This is just a black with the rainbow zipper. They have different colors. If you want something a bit more conservative, they have that as well. You can take a look at the Tom Bihn website. They have all of these photos of all the different colors and all the combinations with the zippers as well. Now let's take a look at the pockets on this bag. I'm actually going to go through first all the features of this actual original bag, and then later on I'm going to kind of point out the differences and the upgrades that they're planning on making. So to start off, as you can see, the two zippers here that I really love. The first top here pocket is the main pocket, and on the inside there's two organizational pockets on the front panel here. There you can see. And another really handy pocket is on the side here. There's two pen slots. One is actually wider than the other. This one here is more of a singular pen. This is more for like multiple pens or whatever else you need to keep in there. I find that actually really handy. I've used this a lot for little things. I put my, now in these times, I actually put my my hand sanitizer in one of them and a pen in another. On the other side, there is nothing. There is no pockets here. I sort of wish that they did put another pocket on the side, just because why not? Now, also on the inside, as you can see, it's actually kind of a wedge-shaped bag. So it's kind of wider on the bottom and kind of closes up top. So in terms of like storing things in here, you're kind of going to be limited a bit in space. You can fit a lot of the bigger, bulkier things on the bottom, but just keep in mind that the top doesn't have a lot of a give. And there's also some O-rings here. Now, if you're familiar with Tom Bihn, they have a bunch of O-rings in all their bags. They're for their attachment points for their pouches, and they're very much appreciated. I actually didn't think I'd use them, but then I actually bought a few pouches, and now I can't picture myself having a bag without these things. So there's two here. There's one on each side, and on now in the front pocket here, it's a smaller pocket. Now this one here, there's no bottom, there's not much depth to the front pocket, only because it's two walls basically joined together. So see, it's just two fabrics there joined together. There's no bottom floor, I guess, on the front pocket. So keep in mind that what you keep in here also, it can't really be any big bulky items either. It's more for like flatter items. So on the front, on the front, there is one O-ring here, and this key strap does come with it. You can obviously put the strap in whichever O-ring you please. But in terms of the front pocket, there's no other organizational pockets, which I'm fine with. Sometimes a little too much is too much. They just kept it simple here, just one opening here, and there is a bit of depth on the top here, just to keep that in mind. So essentially, like whatever you put in here, you could fit stuff if you tuck it on the inside here. But it might be a struggle to get it in just because the zipper is not up top, it's kind of in the middle, just past the middle. So just keep that in mind as well. Now the last pocket here is a back pocket, and look how again that smoothly that opens. And on the inside here again is just one pocket. There's no organizational pockets on the inside, it's just plain. And again, this is just, there's no depth to it. It's just the two walls kind of like joined together at the bottom there. Now this one does not have the any more give up top. Unlike this front pocket where there's like actual room you have some wiggle room up top, this one has no wiggle room. So whatever you have here can only fit the height of where the zipper sits. So that's that. Oh, on the back there's also one more O-ring on the side there. So that's that. Those are the pockets on this thing. Let's take a look first at the shoulder straps of the Icon. So basically, I have no problems with this strap. I really like it. It's 1.5 inch nylon webbing shoulder strap here. Now, I have no issue with it. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's actually quite comfortable on your shoulders. Now, in terms of the excess strap here, now this is what they call the rabbit hole design, which is essentially you keep the excess strap in this little pocket in here, this little hole in there, I guess.
So whatever extra strap you have, instead of it doubling over like on most bags, this bag you can kind of hide it inside here, and it's kind of out of sight and it's out of mind. Now that is something to keep in mind though, because if you are one to always adjust the length of your strap, you will have an issue with this. However, if you're the kind of person that kind of needs to adjust this at all times, and depending on where you want it to sit on your body, you will have to unbuckle this and pull this out or move it in, and that's a bit of a hassle with this rabbit hole design thing, because if you can take a look, if this strap is, let's say you adjust it and okay, I'm ready, this is where I want it to be, you're gonna have to hide this excess into here, and to try to put it in is not the easiest thing in the world. It does take a little bit of time. You kind of shimmy it in, or you can use like a knife or something like flat that can help push it in. I just kind of do this with my fingers. It just takes a little bit of time, and then voila, it's all hidden. But it's not really convenient if you want to always adjust this. Just something to keep in mind. That is part of the design of the bag. To me, I have no problems with it because, like I said, I don't really adjust it that much. I just want to compare the differences between the original and the proposed updated version of the same bag. Now, a caveat is that I'm getting my information based on what I've read on their blog and on their forum, but this is just based on my impressions of what they're going to do. Now, to first start off, just to let you know, the original version that's cheaper, that's $50 on the main Tom Bihn website, will not include this shoulder strap. The shoulder pad. In my opinion, it's not needed. I mean, it's a luxury to have, but with a bag this size, like I said, you don't really need this. So for the $25 cheaper price, it's definitely worth getting, even though it doesn't have the shoulder pad. Now, in terms of actual changes they're going to make to the new one, let me first off tell you that they are going to change the buckle. Now, in terms of the buckle, I don't really have a problem with this buckle. It is what it is. I've never had any issues. It's never come out on me. It's fine. For me, it works fine, but I know they've had issues. People have given their feedback about having problems with this buckle. So apparently there's going to be a new buckle that they're going to use. I obviously don't know what it's going to be like, but apparently it's harder. It's going to be harder to accidentally unclip. So that's a good thing. So any upgraded changes to their hardware is always a welcome addition. So I can't really talk much about the buckle because I don't really know. I haven't seen the actual buckle that they're going to use. Now, one of the main things they're actually going to change is I think they got a lot of feedback in terms of the design of this rabbit hole. Like I said, people who tend to adjust the strap or want it at a different placement on their body all the time have a problem with this rabbit hole design because, like I said, it's not easy to fit the excess strap inside. I don't really have an issue with it that much. I just kind of just roll it in and it's in there. But I can understand it being time consuming for someone who A, doesn't have that much dexterity, and B, who kind of always changes the length, and always having to do this on the fly is not very convenient. So apparently what they're going to do is they're going to have an interior access point to be able to pull down the strap. So, I mean, this is just my impression, but I'm thinking that they're basically going to have somewhere on the inside where you can kind of just pull down the strap, as opposed to like having to push it in like I have to, or like people with the original bag have to. So now the new one will just be you can kind of just pull it in and kind of like be gone with it. So it'll be much easier to hide that strap. And to me, that's also a very welcome addition, because I know a lot of people had problems with this specific issue. So having an interior access point to do that, I mean, just pull it down manually, is very welcome. Now, other than those two, and a few things that they're going to do, which is I think is another welcome addition, are more O-rings. That is one of the issues that I had with this bag. I wanted more O-rings because on this side, for example, on this side, there's an O-ring on the left side here, but there's none on the right side. Now, I kind of wondered why they didn't have one on the right side as well, because the way I carry this bag, I kind of have it on my left side of my body. So when I'm with this key strap, because I actually use this for keys. When I have this key strap, it's nice to be able to like anchor it on this side of the bag. That way I have closer access with my keys. I have closer access to the doorknob to unlock and lock my door. If it's just the one on this side, it's kind of sometimes you have to swing your bag around, so it's a bit cumbersome. So it's nice to have another O-ring on the other side just as an option, because I know a lot of people have different different pouches for different uses. So just having an extra one is very handy. Now, another thing that I'm aware of is that they're gonna apparently move all the O-rings up higher, which I think is also another welcome addition, because as it stands, these ones are kind of like, it's right here, so it's kind of like halfway up the pocket. So having it a little bit higher actually kind of helps, so you have more depth to play with on the bottom if you have a bulkier pouch, for example. Now on the main pocket here, there's two O-rings. There's one on this side, one on this side. So they said they're going to add two more to this bag. I'm assuming it's going to be on the top areas here, like in some of their other bags. But as it is right now, there's one here and one here. Now, like, I'm not 100% sure if they're going to be up top here, but just going to be my guess. As well, they're going to move this up higher, I assume, as well. Another welcome addition. And on the back, as you can see, there's also just one O-ring. There's on the left side here. And so they're going to add one more, which is going to be on the one side on this side, which is never a bad thing. Again, those O-rings are going to be moved up, I assume. And one main thing that for me that they're going to change that I really think is really important is that they're going to move this actual back panel zipper, the back compartment zipper. They're going to place it a little bit higher. So as it is right now, it kind of comes down, about like 1.5 inches, 2 inches down. And then you have your zipper. And like I said, this zipper does not have any give up top. So whatever you fit in here can only fit the length of this actual pocket. There's no, no room to play with up top. So just having this zipper a little bit higher gives you about another inch or so of extra space. So if you have the zipper up here, you can kind of zip it and kind of fit more deeper items into this pocket. To me, that's a huge upgrade to me, because I found when I needed to put some stuff in here, I wish there was a little bit more a little space up top so I can fit bigger items on the back, especially like bigger books and stuff. So those are the proposed changes to this new bag. I think all in all, they did a really good job of listening to user feedback. And I think they realize that just with some small changes, this bag can be a lot better. And it's a very welcome addition that they're going to make an upgraded version. Whether it's right for you, it's up to you. If you want to save some money and you're okay with the number of O-rings in here, and you're okay with this rabbit hole design, and you're okay with, this pocket over here, then, by all means, save the $25 and buy the original. But if you want a little bit more room to play with, if you want more access, if you want more O-rings, and then obviously wait for the new upgraded version.
So in my experience using the Tom Bihn Icon here is that I'll admit I don't really use this bag that often. I'm more of a backpack person just because I like the flexibility of a backpack. Normally I don't know what's going to happen throughout my day, and the ability to carry more things should I need it is very convenient to me in a backpack. This fits more of a specific need. I reach for this when I know exactly what's going to happen in my day. So this bag is basically good for like things that are expected and you know exactly what's going to happen. Then you're not carrying that many things, then this bag is great for that. It's kind of like, do you remember when you were a kid and your parents had friends that came over to your house and they had kids around the same age as you, so you're sort of forced to play with them during that time frame? It's kind of similar to that in that, it's not like you don't like those kids. But when you go to their house or they go to your house, you have a good time. You play with your toys, but you're not going to call them up, outside of that situation. But during that time that they're there at your house, you're gonna make the best of it. You're gonna have a good time because you're not that close. It's like me with this bag. Like I know I'm not gonna, have memorable excursions with this bag. We're not gonna go through life's epic adventures with this thing, but I know that this will be used for that specific time frame, and it's gonna work well that way. I'll give the Tom Bihn Icon a 7 out of 10.